The judiciary, of course, looks at the disputes that are taken to it. And the judiciary in Lagos State, they have an obligation under the Lagos Multi-Door Courthouse law to encourage settlement of issues, to have proceedings suspended whilst parties are referred to the Lagos Multi-Door Courthouse. And what they do at the Multi-Door Courthouse depends, amongst other things, on the good faith of the parties who come. And as in most cases, they will be coming with their counsel in court. A lot is also due to the cooperative attitude of the lawyers who come with them. So even if the courts can compel them to go to arbitration or to mediation, whether through LMDC or through some other ADR or mediation establishments, yet the court cannot compel them to arbitrate or to mediate or to display good faith. That is all owed to the parties. So there is that little area of helplessness, if you like, on the part of the courts. Another aspect to it is that the litigation in the law courts, that's all an exercise of constitutional rights, and parties can go there and say, well, I am here exercising my constitutional right to have recourse to the law courts in the resolution of disputes. Whereas for mediation and arbitration, it is purely voluntary. So really, the responsibility for all of us, parties and lawyers and the judges, is to agree that if every little dispute is taken to the law courts, it's going to bottle up the place, congest it, and totally prevent any resolution of dispute in any reasonable manner, because the Constitution itself requires that these matters be done within a reasonable time. That is all well and good, but when you belabor or burden an average judge with about 400 cases or 500 cases, how is any normal person, any human being, going to cope with all of those cases and have them resolved within a reasonable time?
So you talked about clogging the system with all manner of cases, lawyers taking all kinds of cases to courts, but in terms of specifics, how can we guard against this, prevent the clogging of the system?
Let me go back to roots. In the Nigerian society of old, you had the extended family system. You also had the concept of the head of the family, and a lot of responsibilities devolved on the head of families, and a lot of respect as well, so that if there was any dispute amongst members of the family, it went in the first instance to the family head. And in those days, they were very responsible, they oozed wisdom, and then there was some kind of unwritten law or agreement amongst family members that they would not do anything which will drag the name of the family in the mud. They would even be a little embarrassed. Outsiders know that there's a dispute amongst them. But things have changed now. There's been a lot of urban migration. And when they migrate to the cities, they get lost in the anonymity of the culture of that city. And you can't have an issue in Lagos being referred for settlement in Calabar, Enugu, Malumfashi, Daura, or wherever you are.
Yeah.
So there really has been that damage, if you like, done to our family system as we know it. And indeed, sociologists need to do a lot of work as to how we can prevent further damage, and as to how indeed we can imbibe this culture in the emerging generation. And then, of course, let me also isolate two other situations.